You never know what to expect with your competition. This is a higher league than what the Cyclones were accustomed to last year. But lo and behold, they have been holding their own so far in league play. Just the one loss, a pretty big one the other night, 5-0 on the road. Cyclones in possession in the Windsor end. Crossfield pass across the midfield line as the Cyclones try to get organized. Vanderway in possession. Long kick back into Windsor territory. That could roll out, and it does. We've got 9 minutes, 30 seconds gone here in the opening half. A 2-0 Sudbury lead. Cyclones. Dribble there. Passed back by Isaiah Noel, wearing number 2 for Sudbury. Vanderway kicking it back up. Off the chest. Played really well by Jaden Santo. On the far side. Streaking down the line. And that ball bounces just outside of the playing surface. So the Cyclones will try to get organized here in the far corner. That's to my left, my broadcast left. Windsor, of course, wearing the white jerseys, red pants, and Sudbury, of course, their traditional green pants and blue top. There's the kick. Off ahead and over the goal. It'll be Windsor ball. Glad you could join us for tonight's broadcast as we go league-wide in Ontario League One soccer. There's that pass intercepted, knocked ahead. Another chance for Sudbury out in front, trying to get set up. In the box, there's a kick, just missed. Almost 3-0. The play so far in the, most of the play so far, pretty well in the Windsor zone, which speaks volumes of their record with 1 win, 5 losses, compared to Sudbury's scenario at 5 wins and just the lone loss. Both teams trying to set up for a play. There's a kick. Header knocked to the sideline. And the ball rolls out, so Sudbury, the Cyclones on the far side, will set up. Great night for this football match, so to speak, here at Cambrian College Field in Greater Sudbury. Beautiful weather all day long. Ball in play, bouncing. A bouncing ball picked up by the Cyclones in the near corner now. Good dribbling there. Lost momentarily, then picked up by the Cyclones and whistled down. Okay, Windsor FC deep in their own end. We'll try to get something going here. Along the near sidelines, ball passed up. Quick pass intercepted, good play there. That ball is kicked. And it's retrieved by Windsor FC. Nana Wiafi trying to establish something there for Sudbury, really, but didn't quite materialize. Cross field, kicked back upfield by Windsor FC. Intercepted and knocked ahead by the Sudbury Cyclones. Chipped over a couple of players, deep into Windsor FC territory, and it rolls out. A player who went down inexplicably appears to be okay. Stranger things have happened in soccer. Stranger things have happened. Okay, Windsor FC lining up. Cyclones. In possession. Ball's coming in from the corner. On the kick. Let's see what materializes here. Out in front of the goal, knocked down. And a loose ball picked up and retrieved by Windsor back up field. That went off a Cyclones player. It'll be Windsor ball in front of their team bench. FC lining up. Keeper passing it off. Long kick near the midfield line, picked up by Windsor. Hollering for the ball on the near side and getting it. FC's 18, 14, the shot, bouncing ball. Vanderway quickly gets on top of it, but some good play there by Stone Campbell trying to get something going for Windsor, wearing number 18 white. Player misses a header on the far side for Sudbury. Ball kicked back up in front of the scoring officials table and whistled down. That'll be a change of possession. 15 and a half gone here in the opening 45 minutes of play. It's 2-0 Sudbury. This is just the warm-up to a lot of soccer action. There's a shot. Good stop by the keeper for Windsor. Cuevas. FC. Pass to the near side. Here comes Windsor. Centering effort there. The kick off the mark, and Vanderway will just let it roll. Vanderway with a 2-0 advantage in this game so far to play with. He'll boot it back in. Long kick by Vanderway. Just past the midfield line, kick back into Sudbury territory and quickly kick downfield. Cuevas for Windsor. Roller to the sideline. FC in possession. Across the midfield line. Pass ahead, some good dribbling there by FC. Trying to get a shot away. Easy one for Vanderway, and he'll pick it up. Connor Vanderway, the captain for this Cyclones team, having an exceptional season. Cyclones, give and go with Vanderway. He'll control the tempo. Long kick into Windsor territory. Picked up by the Cyclones. Knocked ahead by Timmy Alou. The roller to Cuevas in the Windsor goal. He'll go to his right side. And it's kicked ahead. Down that sideline. Picked up. Halil for Windsor had it and lost it. And Sudbury in possession. Thrown in and picked up. Cyclones knocking it back to the midfield line. And that ball went off a player out of bounds. We'd like to welcome all our viewers to tonight's broadcast. Ontario League One Championship. Great to have you along, and especially those fans in Windsor. We're certainly accustomed to the Windsor Express and the Basketball Super League. Spitfires in hockey. We've seen a lot of Windsor fans here in Sudbury taking in various sports, so we're glad you could tune in. Check this out tonight. If you're expecting the BBC version of tonight's broadcast, that's not going to happen, since this is my initial take in the world of soccer, and it's actually an enjoyable pace to this game. No one could ever match the BBC commentators. We're just here having a great time, watching some excellent soccer. Vanderway on the far side. He's in possession. He'll set up the Cyclones. Last couple of minutes have been somewhat mundane considering the quick start by the Cyclones. I think Sudbury's just happy to have that early lead. And that ball is kicked out of bounds. So Cyclones in possession on the far side near their team bench. Knocked ahead into Windsor FC territory. Bouncing ball again picked up. And it'll be thrown in front of that Windsor bench. Deep to the corner. And it's blown after rolling out. Kind of difficult from this vantage point since we're at field level. Pretty well across from the scorers table. And our astute production team is feverishly working to ensure you get the highlights as they happen. Mike's on the controls tonight. Snoop's on the sound, making sure everything is crystal clear. And of course, the puppet master himself, Paul Hamilton, the executive producer. .21.5 minutes gone so far in this opening half. In a 2-0 Sudbury lead. There's the kick from the sidelines. Knocked to the left of Cuevas, and it's a bit of a skirmish going down on the far side. And the kick. We got a player down. And I don't know if we've got that one, Mike, that player going down, but appears to be okay. Okay, Cuevas will kick it back up field for Windsor. Elects to pass off. And the FC trying to get the ball into the Sudbury zone to initiate some offensive effort here. There's a battle on the far sideline. Kicked out once again. Numerous stoppages. Just with the ball being knocked out, kicked out, what have you. Windsor ball taking it into Sudbury territory now. And FC passed to the near sideline. Dropped back to the defender. The keeper, Cuevas. And that's whistled down. We've got a yellow card. The official not fussy about that. And compared to last year, we've experienced a lot more yellow cards, even the occasional red in league play. Last year in League Two, not as physical, or we haven't witnessed the physicality, or we didn't witness the physicality that we've seen so far this year. Even the coaches have been exposed to yellow cards in the games leading up to this one. There's a kick that's errant and rolls out in the far corner. So Stone Campbell and Musa Oof. Campbell scoring at the 1 minute mark after an own goal, and Musa Oof at the 7 minute mark.
Too quiet out there, Cyclones fans. Let's make some noise.
There's an attempted header, bouncing ball back into Windsor, the Windsor zone. Good battle there by FC. Windsor trying to get something, anything going. There's a kick that's errant, just past Cuevas. Good crowd here once again at Cambrian College Field. Good support for the Cyclones. There's the ball in front of the Windsor bench area, kicked ahead, back into the Sudbury zone. Vanderway will get to it first and kick it back into the Windsor zone. Windsor part of the field kept in, good play there. Stone Campbell. For Windsor, having a good game, all-out effort. Campbell with the own goal, putting Sudbury out in front by 1-0. Then Musa Oof for Sudbury. Made it 2-0 a short time later, just 6 minutes later on the scoreboard here in the opening half. 27 minutes gone here in play. Sudbury with the kick to the far corner. Centering effort there and to no avail. They'll set this up once again from the corner on the kick. Up the middle, off a header, rolling to the sideline, picked up by FC, then lost and regained by Sudbury. Ball rolling out. Musa Oof couldn't keep it in. Bit of a break in front of the in front of the bench. Due to the injury situation on the field. Just trying to get an idea of who that might be for Windsor. This is going to add to the extra time here after 45 minutes. And he's being taken off. Don't like to see that at any time. Referees coming over to talk things over. And we'll get back to the action here momentarily. In a 2-0 Sudbury game.
Hello. Hi. Evan just called me. We're missing the sub board.
Oh, okay.
So we're trying to make a sub for the sub board.
Okay, I'll get you. Who's Julian?
Ball thrown in by the Cyclones. There's a shot off a leg. It rolls out. Cyclones will try that again on the throw-in. Header, bouncing ball, picked up. Trying to get into position for a shot. That's off a leg, and it rolls out once again.
Yeah.
It's Sudbury Cyclones 2 and Windsor FC no score. There's the kick towards the goal, and again bouncing out. So Cuevas for Windsor will try to initiate some offense. In this case, he just simply passes it off to his defender. Some of the subs starting to warm up for Sudbury on the far side, as you can see. Now we're ready to continue. Whistle in. FC. Long kick. Passed ahead. Intercepted by the Cyclones and kicked down the field. Yellow card, I told you a couple of minutes ago, went out to Macheo Harrison for Sudbury. That came at the 24-minute mark, and they just posted it now on the League One Ontario website. Okay, that substitution as a result of that injury. Daniel Caripe in the game for Windsor wearing number 8, coming out of Tavio Luberdi. He's number 22. He was injured on that play, so Kiripe in for Windsor FC. "34 minutes gone now in the first half. There will be some extra time after the 45-minute mark. Cyclones take the ball down the field again. And it'll be Windsor FC possession. FC back up the field, long kick. And a play there by the Sudbury defender actually could have caused some problems. The ball inadvertently winding up in the defender's face. It's okay, we have good dental surgeons in Greater Sudbury that are open even on weekends. Some tackling at the midfield line. Sudbury player, Windsor player, both go down. Cyclones will take it from the line. Kicked ahead into Windsor territory. Good battle for the ball. I don't know if the Windsor player knocked it out. It'll be Sudbury ball from the sideline. Cyclones 2 and Windsor no score. Scoring done early in this first half. Kicked back in towards the goal. Header knocked down, picked up by FC and cleared. Now kicked ahead. Bounced back. FC trying to set something up. Kicked into Sudbury's area. Headed and picked up. That's whistled down. Pace of this game has slowed down considerably since the opening few minutes. It must be the weather. Everyone's just having a great time here tonight. Cambrian College Field in Greater Sudbury. Kicked ahead by FC. Good effort there by Vanderway to come up with the ball. And Connor Vanderway, a little slow to get up. Sometimes you run the risk of being kicked or knocked down. Whether it's intentional or not, stranger things have happened. Vanderway appears to be okay. He's in possession. He'll simply roll it to the Cyclones defender, kicked ahead. There's a header, back to the line. FC in possession. Kicked crossfield and headed out of play. Nice header, wrong direction. That's by FC Stone Campbell. Thrown back in by the Cyclones. Down the left side. Some good footwork there. Centering effort off the defender. Looked like he may have caught that on the cheek. Or perhaps even front part of his face. That was a tough one. There's a upending situation for Windsor. The will take advantage of that. Musa Oof going down. And the Cyclones are in possession with a 2-0 lead. Isaiah Noel kicking the ball to the right sideline, and that ball rolls out of bounds. Well over 6 minutes to go in the opening half here in Sudbury with a 2-0 Cyclones lead.
I'm a number one dad. She'd be a great dad for the rest.
Rocket girl.
Now we know it.
And we know it's early, but happy Father's Day to all the dads watching tonight and assisting us with our broadcast this evening here in Sudbury. Father's Day. Not quite like Mother's Day, but dads try to make the best of it. There's a kick. Campbell for Windsor. A lot of field time in this opening half for Campbell, wearing number 18. At midfield. Passed over. Windsor having difficulty getting anything going here early. Nanchoff is wearing number 19 for Windsor as well. There's an attempt.
The game will go on.
Zach SUDBURY for Windsor. After that ball rolled to Vanderway, trying to set something up. 4 minutes on the clock to go here in the half, and extra time due to penalties and injuries. Kicked into the Windsor area of the field, knocked back in to Sudbury territory. FC on the attack. Some good dribbling there. A kick to his left, initiated there by Windsor's Cooley. Song Mafolo Cooley. Wearing number 14 for Windsor. Couple of headers there near the Sudbury goal. Ball rolls almost out. That went off a leg and out of play. Oh, excuse me, Song Mafolo Kulebe. They had an abbreviated version of his name in the lineup. So it is Kulebe for Windsor, wearing number 14. There's a shot. And Windsor getting the goal, a shot that really didn't leave the ground. Just a hard roller that got by Vanderway. And Windsor FC on the board as they score late here in the opening half at around the 43-minute mark. So what have the FC got in store? "43 minutes, scored by number 11, Nicholas Fontecha. Okay, so Windsor on the board.
Windsor goal scored by number 11, Nicholas Fonchetta.
Brent Nankoff also assessed a yellow card for Windsor earlier. That came at 39 minutes. We had mentioned that, but just getting around to identifying the culprit. So Windsor FC with a couple of minutes of extra time here, back in this game, trailing 2-1. There's an opportunity, a bounce in front, cleared all the way downfield by Windsor. Knocked ahead, trying to get in a position for a scoring play. That ball is kicked all the way into the stands. FC, as time winds down here in the half. Here's a chance out in front, the kick by SUDBURY. Knocked to the side, Cyclones back up field. Have that ball just roll out. Kick back into the Sudbury area of the field, down the sideline. And play is whistled. FC looking to strike quickly here to perhaps get things even at the half. Bouncing ball back into FC territory. FC doesn't look like a team that's lost 5 games. They're not backing down from this tough Sudbury team. There's a kick, and the big bounce rolling out of bounds. Campbell wants to throw it in. Campbell throwing it ahead. Header, loose ball, Windsor. Dribbling there, trying to make something out of that situation. Daniel Curape initiated that offensive play, but one of the Cyclones went down. Now we're into a few extra minutes of the opening half. Connor Vanderway in goal for the Cyclones. Looks. Big kick back upfield. That's the half. 2-1 for the Sudbury Cyclones over Windsor FC. We'll be back a couple of minutes. Remember, it all started as we take a look at how the scoring situation began for Sudbury. Stone Campbell for Windsor. It was an own goal. That 1 minute gave Sudbury a 1-0 lead. Of course, Campbell playing for Windsor. Musa Oof, 7-minute mark, made it 2-0. Then after Nicholas Fontecha put Windsor on the board at the 43-minute mark, that's where we stand at 2-1 after the opening half of play. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes from Sudbury with the second half of tonight's Ontario League One Championship game. Welcome back to Greater Sudbury tonight. It is the second half of tonight's
Cyclones action.
Ontario League One Championship Series. Sudbury Cyclones and Windsor FC. It's a 2-1 game in favor of Sudbury right now. Cyclones scoring both of their goals, or getting those 2 goals. It was an own goal by Stone Campbell earlier at the 1-minute mark, and at the 7-minute mark, it's 2-0 Sudbury before a goal late in the opening half by Windsor made it 2-1. And that was scored by Nicholas Fontecha at the 43-minute mark for all you Windsorites tuning into the broadcast for tonight. And we know that there are always a lot of great Windsor sport fans, as witnessed by the Basketball Super League and, of course, junior hockey and a lot more too. So great to have you watching tonight. And here we go with the second half of play. Windsor wearing the white and red, defending the area to my right. Sudbury to my left in their green and blue. FC in possession, kick back upfield. That ball will go back to Connor Vanderway in goal for Sudbury. Kicked at midfield, picked up, and a reminder, our broadcast location at midfield, so no height advantage in terms of picking up specific numbers in some situations or developments. But it's an effort, and it's a lot of fun. I'll get it right next time we do this broadcast. But I have a great broadcast team working with me tonight, and a first for me and everyone else trying to get things done. And once we get this system rolling, we'll have a lot more fun down the road. Windsor down by 1, and Windsor with only 1 victory to their credit. Let's see what they can do here in the second half. Vanderway. Long kick to midfield. There's a header, knocked ahead. Kick back and forth between the FC and Cyclones. Good dribbling there by Windsor. To the left side, into the corner. Little bit of slipping and sliding. Coming up with the ball. There's a pass. And the long shot out of bounds. Some good movement there by Fontecha for Windsor, wearing number 11. Beautiful sunset, really sunset directly into our broadcast location here in Sudbury. There's the kick and the header. And the ball goes out of bounds right by our broadcast setup. Musa Oof, one of the goal scorers, wearing number 17, having a strong game for Sudbury. Timmy Alou trying to make a play down that sideline. Couldn't do so. And it'll be brought back in. By Chandley Francois. He throws it in up the middle. Header. Picked up. And Windsor regains possession. We'll get to the subs here momentarily. Francois in for Macheo Harrison to start things off in the second half. Harrison had a yellow card in that first half, so 12 for 7 in substitutions. Kicked around the corner. FC trying to come up with it. Knocked ahead. Windsor in possession. And play is called. Player went down. That injury, by the way, that we talked about, that exchange, Otavio Liberti, who went down, he was actually carted off at halftime. And again, we certainly hope it's not too serious, but there was that exchange and there was a call for an ambulance, so taking all precautions here. We don't know the seriousness of that injury, but better to be safe and have him checked out at the Health Sciences North Center here in Sudbury before that long bus ride home to Windsor. FC in possession. Kick cross field, trying to set up, looking, going to his right,
The Sudbury Cyclones summer camps are underway.
kicked ahead,
Going all the way
and it's bounced out.
We have a U5 to U8 group, U9, U10, and U11 and 14, coached by the Sudbury Cyclones players themselves.
Fontecha trying to set up that play for Windsor. He's wearing number 11 white. Vanderway. He'll put the ball back into play. Near the 51-minute mark, so 6 minutes into this second half. And a 2-1 Sudbury lead. Both teams trying to vie for possession on the far side into the corner. Cyclone centering effort. And again, that'll be brought back into play. Field photographers here have a great position right by the edge of the sideline in terms of getting some shots, and in some cases they make better doors than windows. Here's a chance, Cyclones. That kick knocked ahead, back, kicked back in, good effort there to sustain some kind of pressure. Phil Edmonds with that kick for Sudbury. There's a chance in front, loose ball picked up by FC. Fontecha dribbling in the Sudbury area, passing it off to his left. And the ball picked up by a Sudbury Cyclones player and kicked ahead out of danger. Kamate had it, kicked it across on the far side. FC looking for a chance. There's a shot. Vanderway with the save. Not the most difficult of opportunities, but he'll be careful nonetheless. In a 2-1 Sudbury game. FC with a bit of pressure here. Trying to set up offensively, get something going. Good cross-field play. Centering effort. Picked up. Can't make a play on the far side is Amro Halil. Wearing number 10 for Windsor.
The Sudbury Cyclones High Performance Academy kicks off next month as well. Sudbury Cyclones Academies are led by Sudbury's own former Canadian professional soccer player, Brian Ashton. Payment plans also available. Visit SudburyCyclones.ca.
And the ball will be brought in momentarily. Windsor down by a 2-1 score. There's a kick errant of the goal, out of bounds. And Sudbury will initiate some gameplay on the pitch once again. There's Vanderway lining things up. Okay, boys, anytime you're ready. Vanderway judiciously trying to set things in motion. Kick to the center field line. Great header there by the Cyclones to knock the ball into Windsor territory. A back and forth, Cyclones and Windsor, all the way back into FC territory. At the center field line, shot in by FC along the sidelines and out. Thrown back into play by the Cyclones at the midfield line, kicked back in by Windsor FC. Scrambling play here in the second half at Cambrian College Field. That play's whistled down after a player following some contact. Cedric DeVos in on that play for Sudbury. It was whistled down. And the Cyclones will have possession. Vanderway setting up the artillery near the midfield line. Vanderway with the kick. Nice header. Again, some great head play by Musa Oof. One of two, or one Sudbury marksman in this contest, but trying to get things going offensively. Ball up in the air, knocked down, picked up by Musa Oof. Cyclones. Player went down, went rolling down. The Cyclones number 14, Jaden Santo. And he's still not back on his feet. A leg injury perhaps, and that play is whistled down. It's like that old expression in football, if you're injured, stay down, but if you can get up, don't waste my time, get up.
Funny, don't tell you how a similar expression back in the day. Are you hurt or are you injured?
Windsor FC, down by a goal. We've played over 58 minutes here in Sudbury. FC looking for their second win of the season. Both teams coming off losses in their last encounters. I'm still not convinced that there's a dominant force out there that's going to take charge and say, this is our game. This game could go either way. But kudos to Windsor for making this a game, considering they were down so early by a score of 2-0. They could have folded things up, started the bus. But nope, that's not the situation. That goal late in the first half has given them some life and perhaps the incentive to tie things up. There's an errant shot all the way back to Vanderway. His kick back into Windsor, the Windsor area, inadvertently knocked out of bounds. By Nana Wiafe. Thrown back in by FC. Picked up. Leading the charge. Trying to cross the field was Chanley Francois. For Sudbury getting some playing time to start the second half. Another substitution to advise you in the game is Joshua Vivero, wearing number 15, coming out. Timmy Alou, that happened at the 55-minute mark just a couple of minutes ago. So as usual, Coach Politi going to his bench, not afraid to sub. Cyclones along the far sideline. Battling for possession, knocked out. Windsor SC. Passed ahead, intercepted. Got to say the Cyclones are just playing smart D. Nothing extraordinary, but they seem to know every loose ball opportunity that Windsor's trying to engage. There's a header knocked out of bounds by the scorekeeper's tented area and FC. Kick cross field. Back upfield now for Windsor. Long kick. Almost lost that one in the sun on the far side. To our west. FC with a bit of pressure here. Crossfield pass now kicked upfield along the far sideline. That intended pass, Cuevas coming all the way out. Long kick there. And both teams just scrambling to get anything going here offensively. There's a lead kick all the way back to Cuevas. He'll just simply roll it out. Kamate for Windsor, wearing number 6, sending it back. Nepsy is wearing number 24 for Windsor. He stands out somewhat, well over 6 feet as a defender. That ball kicked downfield and out. Windsor. With a kick, Vanderway, save, not the most difficult. And Vanderway will quickly punt that ball downfield. Loose ball, a couple of players go at it, both go down. That was Nepse, number 24 for Windsor. Feeling the effects of that. Broken up. There's a weak scoring opportunity there. by Patno. Nicholas Patno for Sudbury now into the game. Patno in for Cedric DeVos, so 8 in for number 10. That happening at 61 minutes. Liberal exchanges here by the Sudbury coaching staff. Not afraid to go to the bench. Depth will do that. When you've got it, use it. Play whistle down in the far side into the corner. I've got to say, like many other things in life, I only wish I had started broadcasting soccer or footy or football, as the Brits would like to call it, a lot earlier. This is actually enjoyable. Still a long way to go between now and the World Cup to prepare for, but hey, give me a call. I'll give it a shot. Loose ball off a defender, all the way back into Windsor territory. Cuevas, whoa! Barely gets it by that approaching Sudbury player. That was Santo, trying to get a foot on it. Windsor FC in possession, kicking it ahead. Header there towards the sideline. Out of bounds. It's a 2-1 game in case you've joined us late. Couple of early goals by Sudbury. 1 minute and 7 minutes. And then replying for Windsor, 43 minutes. And that's where we stand. We've played just over 66 minutes of game time so far. This is the second half. Glad you're with us tonight. I know you're going to be flipping with hockey going on as well, so you know what? We're just proud to be part of your game time viewing for tonight. Hard to compete against game number 5 of the Stanley Cup playoff. That ball kicked ahead back into Windsor territory. FC, long kick up the middle. Great header there. Back to the line, kept in by FC. Little bit of pressure now. Kick back. FC trying to orchestrate an attack. Sideline, far side. Passed ahead, but nowhere near the goal. That ball is intercepted and kicked ahead by Sudbury. Now back into FC territory. Right by the scorer's table, sent back. Nepse for Windsor. Passing it ahead to his teammate. Kick to the sideline, nice header. Down the line, kept in and out. That'll be thrown in by FC. 68 minutes gone here in this game. That ball sent back to the Cyclones defender. Along the sideline, kept in by Sudbury, and it was whistled out earlier. Windsor FC at midfield. Passed ahead. Bouncing ball. We'll go back to Vanderway. Off a Cyclone player, back out to midfield. FC in the Sudbury area. Back to the midfield line. FC with the pass to the right, kept in. And directed ahead. There's a bouncing ball that'll go to Vanderway. Long leading ball into the Windsor area. Some checking going on. That's a little unusual. Nepse running into the Sudbury defender. Couple of subs to tell you about. 67 minutes, Martin's in for Santo, 20 in for 14 for Sudbury at 67 minutes. Also at 67 minutes, Blake Rosener wearing number 22 in for Nana Wiafe, number 18. So a couple of subs for the Cyclones. At the 70-minute mark of this game, a 2-1 Sudbury lead. Question is, can Sudbury hold on to this 1-goal lead into the final 20 minutes of time? Loose ball knocked ahead. Good tackling on the far side. Inadvertently kicked out. Ball is brought across field. Windsor in possession. Kick towards the goal. Vanderway showing some athletic ability there in pursuit of that ball, coming up with it. He's played very well this season against some really good competition, and he's kept his team in condition, really in contention, trailing. 1-goal lead, 2-goal, down by 2 at any situation. So again, kudos to the coaching staff. They've got themselves a keeper. One of the Windsor players down in their own end of the pitch. Getting up slowly. Appears to be okay. Nenshoff being attended to. We're into the 73rd minute now. Windsor FC looking for their second win of the season, and Sudbury Cyclones looking for win number 6. Boy, the Cyclones took a whipping this past week, losing by a score of 5-0. I'm looking at the out-of-town scores that night, wondering, something's not right, losing 5-0, but stranger things have happened. That ball off the chest and out. Jaden Timmy's had it go off his chest. Playing some good ball in this game. Kamate brought it in for just a second before it bounced back out. Blake Rosner wearing number 22 for Sudbury, as you just saw. Thrown back in. There's the header to midfield. That header by Rosner. Ball on the far side deep in Windsor territory. Oh, some tackling on the far side. They got to call. How are they going to assess this one? No indication of a card. Cyclones on the far sideline, looking for possession. Looks like that ball just skimmed out. So Sudbury will do the honors. The throw in. Cyclones with the 2-1 lead. Bouncing ball, headed upfield. Picked up, pass, sideline. Rosner for Sudbury, kicked ahead. Trying to, oh, there's a takedown. And players looking for some kind of response from the official. They're not getting it. Joshua Vivera went down. And in case you're wondering, these are not NHL officials that we've witnessed for the last couple of weeks with their rather questionable officiating in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Referees are just letting them go. Loose ball picked up. Cyclones centered. Chance. Opportunity here. Loose ball in front. Couple of players went down. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 players. Okay. Okay, so 1 Cyclone and 2 Windsor players went down in that sequence. Hobbling gingerly back to midfield. Sudbury player, FC player, or players appear to be okay. Windsor FC. 77 minutes gone in this game. Sudbury with a 2-1 lead. 2 goals early in the contest, a goal late in the first half by Windsor. Long kick. Into the Sudbury area. Centering effort picked up by the Cyclones and kicked ahead. Cyclones on the attack. Lead kick. Just beyond the reach of an attacker. Cyclones in possession. Player gets taken down again.
Sudbury Cyclone summer camps are underway in a few short weeks. We have groups for ages 5 to 14 running from July through to August. For more information, visit sudburycyclones.ca.
Don't think there will be an infraction called on that play. Okay, well, they'll get this straightened out. FC lining up their defenders. How is this going to play out? Kick. Coming in. Oh, that hit one of the Windsor players. That's got to hurt. Wow. Well, we've all taken a few soccer balls off the noggin, facial area at one time.
I knew that because that's what we were, even the girls. That's just what you see.
Okay, Sudbury will bring the ball in from the far sideline. We're hoping sooner than later as we continue. 80 minutes gone. Second half of play, Sudbury 2, Windsor 1. And there will be extra time, of course, after some of the injuries and situations that we've seen so far here in the second half. Thrown in by Sudbury. Here we go. On the far side, still vying for possession. Launched ahead. And that should be Windsor ball here. Windsor's had some chances to tie things up here in the second half, but Vanderway has been equal to the task. Stopping any and all opportunity for Windsor. Here's the kick from the corner. Header. Loose ball. No one could get there in time. Opposite side. Bounced ahead and cleared out on a header. And that ball headed to the sideline. Now kicked back in. Here's a chance. Headed the wrong way by Sudbury. And the Cyclones now. That ball stay in bounds? No, it's out. Sudbury ahead by a score of 2-1. Cyclones had it and lost it. Windsor trying desperately to get something going here offensively. Time the factor on the clock. FC kicking it ahead. Back to Cuevas, the goaltender for FC. FC getting it back into the Sudbury zone near the center line. Cyclones in possession. Maybe their game plan is just to kill off the remaining 7 or 8 minutes. That bit of a stretch on the jersey there. And FC. Trying something, anything to get that ball into the Sudbury area. The Sudbury half of the field it is, thrown back in on the far side. Windsor's looking for just a good scoring opportunity here to tie things up. They'd like nothing better than a tie. Here's a chance out in front. Player taken down. Play continues. There's a pass. Pass back to the FC defender, kick to the side. More so to the right along the sideline now, up the middle, cleared away by the Cyclones. Cyclones in possession. Lost. Now into the corner. Windsor had it and lost it. Picked up by the Cyclones and kicked back. Moving in. Windsor midfielder taken down. Cross pitch pass intercepted. Some good dribbling there in the Sudbury area by Windsor, and a chance negated on that pass. A little bit of pressure here by Windsor now. Just over 5 to go in regulation. Of course, there will be some extra time. FC. Cross pitch pass along the sidelines. That pass actually bouncing off a player. Into the corner. And the Windsor player goes down on the far side. Taken from behind, more so. That Windsor player still. My game producer has just informed me that it's a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Florida over Edmonton, tonight's Stanley Cup final, so you're not missing the hockey action. It's early in the game, early in the game. Three and a half to go here in regulation time. Then there will be some extra time for injuries and what have you. Cyclones on the attack. Far side, lost. Windsor back up field. Into Sudbury territory, their half of the field. Kick back to the line at the midfield mark. Cyclones just want to get it out of their own end. Cyclones now with a chance on a break. Here's an opportunity. Rosner, not really a good shot. Good hustle out there by the Cyclones. Good cut there, taking it to the corner. A chance out in front, cleared by the Cyclones, who will take this if they can kill off the remaining 2 minutes in regulation. Come on. Pretty blatant jersey grab right there. And of course the infraction picked up by the official. That pass intercepted and out of bounds. Just over 90 seconds to go in regulation. There will be some extra time. It's a 2-1 game, Sudbury over Windsor. Windsor would do anything for a break now to get a goal-scoring opportunity. Vivero for Sudbury battling for possession along the line. That ball comes out. Up, the yellow card. I have to give the officials a lot of credit. I mean, anything said, anything done, they'll issue that yellow card quickly. Approaching full time, the 90-minute mark, then there will be some extra time. Remember, it's Sudbury 2, Windsor FC 1. We've got another substitution coming in, by the way. Nicholas Patno got that yellow card. Earlier substitution, Brandon Moxham in for Samuel Henrique. Windsor along the near sideline. Deep in the Sudbury half of the field. Now we're into the extra time. Kick to the far side. And this will be Sudbury ball. Now Windsor ball to bring it back in. This isn't going to go down as one of the TSN Classics in terms of League One Championship soccer. There's a chance. And a block there. Windsor's best chance in a long time in the second half, trying to get something, anything on the board to tie it up. Sudbury Cyclones, sure, with Kalen Walraven back in the lineup and Joseph Martins being subbed out, getting some help here defensively. Long kick, bouncing ball, kicked back up by the Cyclones. Windsor, cross pitch pass to the right side. And the FC trying to mount one last surge. There's a kick into the corner. Knocked down. And still kept in. Rolling ball. Vanderway. Okay. Not a difficult save, but you can see here's the shot. And again, Vanderway with the save, taking no chances whatsoever. Now it's just a matter of time being called. We played 3 minutes of extra time so far. In a 2-1 Sudbury contest that was initiated by an own goal at the 1 minute mark on behalf of Windsor FC. Then Musa Uf made it 2-0 6 minutes later before Windsor came back and got their own goal late in the first half. Cyclones. Long kick back into Windsor, the Windsor zone. Good pursuit by FC. Back up the pitch. More extra time added to the clock. Far side. Windsor. Centering effort. and knocked away. Long shot there, knocked to the side. Time certainly a factor. Can't be specific in just how much time is left. Ball to the outside. There's a shot.
Good save.
And again, ball kept out. Vanderway coming up with the save. Big stop. That's the best chance. And the Cyclones, oddly enough, after that great scoring opportunity by Windsor, hold on for a 2-1 victory. So again, the Cyclones managed to do what they do best, is hold on to a lead. And again, the Cyclones now on top of the League One standings. 6 wins, 3 losses. And with the tie for Windsor dropping to 1, 2, and 6. Your final score for tonight: Sudbury Cyclones beat Windsor FC by a score of 2-1. Thank you so much for joining us for our broadcast in the League One Ontario Championship Series. Have yourself a great night from Sudbury, Ontario, Cambrian College, the site of tonight's contest. The final score once again, Sudbury 2 and Windsor FC 1.